happy day. It's Madison's Restorative. Hope you are having a beautiful day, and thank you so much for being here. I would love to continue to talk about chakras because I think that they're so important. But they really are so important. And with that, there's so much that you're capable of within our own energetic treasure chest. So with that, I did want to talk about the heart chakra. I love all the chakras, and they're all so very important, but the heart, I think, is of a different caliber, and I'll share why. So I'm just using this book because it's really easy to kind of just give you, I'm a really visual person, but I like this book because it's really easy to kind of just show you. So we talked about root chakra last week. That's going to be our sacral chakra, and then this is our solar plexus, which is like my second favorite chakra. It's fine, we'll get there. And the heart chakra is here, and then of course you've got your throat, your third eye, and your crown chakra. Now, the reason why I wanted to share this so bad, well, this book I think is great, but the reason why I wanted to share this visual so bad is because so many people talk about the chakras and that you start from the ground and they go up from, and it's like a lotus. Now, actually, even I do this. When I do my chakra clearing and balancings, we go from the root chakra and I take them all the way up through their crown and beyond. But what I've recently come to decide upon my own is not so much that, what is this going? It's not so much that, I mean, as equally as it is going, up, but down. Because the root chakra connects us to the ground and our grounding into Mother Earth and such, and then our crown chakra attaches us to the divine God, universe, all the love, like that infinity. It's infinite. So where I've come through, and go ahead and continue going however you want, but what I've kind of come through with my work with chakras is that maybe I believe that I think that the heart is the gatekeeper, the absolute special, like the main chakra, right? Our heart is like the most powerful thing. And I'll tell you another thing before I jump into all this. This is take 5 on this video because it must mean a lot to me, so I just gotta get it out. I don't know how it's gonna look, that's fine, I don't care. It's coming out of my mouth. So, okay, heart chakra. Here's how I believe this works. I believe that the 3 chakras below the heart chakra and the 3 chakras above the heart chakra are the energy forces that fuel and feed the heart chakra. So instead of it going all the way from the root and just kind of going up and then, your energy out, I believe that our energy comes from top like this to the heart and bottom like this to the heart, and that's where all the magic happens, and then the energy goes. So it's like, as much as it's going up, it's going down. So we've got energy like that swirling in and out of us. I'm sorry, that's a lot. But that's what it is. I mean, I can't even. Why do you think in so many things that guard and protect your heart? Like in villains and all these movies, like I just watched, I love this. This was so good. It was, but it's not the first time I've seen it. It was Maya and the 3 on Netflix. Oh my gosh. I binge watched like the whole 8 and I've told people to watch it. I love it so much. But it makes so much sense with that too. But anyways, even all the villains, right? Like the villains, like what do they want? They want they come for your heart, right? Like take it, they like, right? The heart. That's you. That's like the master, right? So as much as the energy comes from the earth to ground and all those things. And we'll get through, like, we talked about the root chakra. We'll talk about others. I think throat next. I'm avoiding sacral, it's my own issues. But the heart, right? So now we've got that, and that is this thing right here is so sacred and special, but it will make or break you in your life. And this is what I want to share with you. And this is why I think it's so important. Our hearts fuel and guide us always. But I think it's very important for you to remember that all the love that you've ever felt, that you've ever enjoyed, that's ever driven you or given you happiness, you've not lost it, even if the person or the place or something is not with us anymore around. Your heart keeps all of that, okay? So I just think that that's really important. Heavy is the heart filled with grief and sorrow. I wanted to mention that because in efforts for us to work through our energy pools, we really truly must blast out the weight that we carry with our grief. The weight of it all, right? So whenever you're looking through things that really hurts you, or you are so confused about, or just anything like that, where you really have to put something in front of you and look at the grief with it, okay? It's so critical that although you can accept that the pain, the grief, the loss, the sorrow, the hurt, all of it, you are more than deserving of acknowledging that these things happened, that it was awful, that you did not deserve it, and that it's real and it happened, and recognize that part when we look at, you know, our grief and our pain and our sorrow. Just like, yes, absolutely. But with that acknowledgement, here is where you are able to say, I release the weight of that. It's not going to hold me down anymore. It's not going to hold my heart, my energy, my life, my je t'avais. It's not doing that. You've acknowledged it, and then you release the pain of it, the weight of it. Again, heavy is the heart, filled with grief and sorrow. Release the weight of the pain. And if you can in any way change your grief, the energy of it, to gratitude of the experience of it. Now that's hard, it's not easy, nobody's liking those words. We lose people in our lives. It just feels like we, you know. But when that's overcoming, find the gratitude for the experience. Hold space for that. There are so many things happen that we just can't. I feel like I'll use my accident for an example because that's just the easiest one, especially with my heart. We struggle so hard to find out, like, to figure out why something so bad could happen, or why it would have to hurt so bad, or why, you know, like all these things you shatter and then you have to rebuild. It's taken a really long time, and I'm not really like laughing haha when somebody's like, oh man, you get hit by a bus. It's like, don't do that. You don't want to get hit by a bus, it's awful. But I'm not holding the pain of it happening to me the same way I did in the beginning. I acknowledge how awful I am, and I'm not sure how I can release the pain of it, because it's still like I just don't have closure and I still feel unfair. doesn't weigh me down to this part where I'm so stuck in trying to understand that I don't continue. Does that make sense? And so, heavy is a heart filled with grief and sorrow. It's important to face whatever it is and then release the weight of it. So that's your weight loss challenge for the heart, is to release the weight of the pain. It's tricky, but you start to kind of feel a little bit lighter and you start to lift a little bit because gosh, this stuff sucks so bad sometimes and it hurts so bad. But the weight of it is like chunks, and that's what gets stuck in our chakras. So I find it very interesting too. You know, ancient Egypt and their ancient cultures, they talked about like when you passed on, they would weigh your heart, and if it weighed more than what a feather or what have you, then you took on too much pain and grief and you didn't ascend, or you held on to bitterness or anger or sadness and all of that, and it didn't let you lift. Now, we are all going to have traumas, pain, sadness, grief. And there's no rules and nobody's judging anybody on any way that you react. But what I will say is this. When we do the work and we change those griefs into gratitude and we find a way to take those walls down and all the gunk we build up, it's blackish, right? It's like a plaque. Don't wear the gunk and walls around your heart and other chakras like a masochist martyr and keep jabbing it. Instead, look at all your energy. Look how you can face love and put gratitude in it. And if you need to look at all your chakras and pretend that you're in a game, a video game, and you're gaming and you're looking at your chakras and they're like levels inside to build to your treasure chest. Imagine like maybe it's just something, you're just like pew, pew, pew inside there, and every time you shoot off or you acknowledge something, it breaks away another piece of that wall or the plaque that's hiding your light. Work on your chakras. Lighten your heart by facing your pain. It doesn't mean it didn't happen, it doesn't mean it didn't hurt. It just means that you're not going to carry the weight of it the same. And that matters. That really matters. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I wanted to talk about your heart chakra, to charge and fuel your heart. Fill it with love and gratitude constantly. And for a visual, remember on Mary Poppins when everybody was laughing and singing and then they were floating because they were light? This is not about weight. Like you could be 500 pounds or $150 or 2 pounds. It's the weight of what we carry in our hearts. That kind of weight. Please fill your heart with love for you, yourself, for everyone. Laugh more, love more. And remember, they say be lighthearted for a reason. Doesn't mean stuff isn't real. Just be lighthearted about what you can be and work to keep your heart light. Drop the weight. I love you so much. I don't know about this video, but it's like my 5th shot. So I'm done. This is what I'm posting. Thank you so much for your time. I can't wait to see you next week where we talk about our throat chakra. Bye now.